in my life. This is my time. Step up, rise up, fight first, bring it on.
Welcome to the next episode of Remus Talks. I've seen the votes, and you want me to talk about Joel. Joel Nutcher Palmer. The first time I met him was when he was accompanying Lilith to Cantley. All I had to do was watch how he was in the ring and how he interacted with everyone, just to get a sense of what kind of person he is. You see, I grill on a lot of people in SWF for being very untalented individuals and for being literal scum of the earth. But believe me when I say, and I reckon a lot of you will, there is only one person worse than everyone. One person who is more hated than me. One person who we know we will never allow back into the lands of SWF. And the one person I agree with Lawrence should never come back to SWF. You want to know why I think that? He believes himself better than he actually is. You only need to look at some of his matches. The one at Cantley being especially revealing. He doesn't even hit people, and he expects people to keel over to him. He looks at his talent and he thinks that he is better than everyone else on the roster. He honestly believes that he is something. He honestly believes, oh, and you're going to love this. He revealed to me once that apparently he managed to get an interview with the people at NXT. NXT. You don't need to be the most intelligent person on the planet to know that that is a load of bull. You need to be something legitimately... You need to be... Just trying to think of that is just creating a void in my brain that should be filled with the right words to say, but is somehow being consumed by the black hole that is Joel. He is an enigma in a way that I can't understand how one person can be so shit. He wanted to join the society, you know. He wanted to work with Belial. Belial didn't even know who he was, and when he did find out who he was, he wished that he could forget. He wished that he could forget that such a being existed. As for me, well, I wished I hadn't even met him to start with. Oh, goodness knows how Lilith felt at the time. You know exactly what I mean. But how he managed to get into SWF is troubling. If Lawrence truly knew what talent was, then he'd know that Joel was one of those people you should have kept out. Did you let him in because of Lilith? What is the reason for you allowing such an individual who has a lack of talent to enter into the company? Not that you haven't already made a trend of doing that. But, come on, really? Joel, of all people, Joel? I don't even want to talk about him for that long because he's that bad. He's... Richard Knights once equated him to being a leech. He latches on to whoever has any sort of importance in SWF and he feeds off of them as much as possible so then he can somehow get higher in the ranks. The problem is, he's a really bad fucking leech because he can't stick onto anybody for long enough because eventually they all realise just what kind of person he actually is. They all realise that he means nothing. That he is nothing. And that he will never amount to anything. There are people in SWF that I think have more prestige than him. Hell, I'd put myself, Robert DeCaro, Crimson, bloody hell for me saying this, Side Splitter, bloody hell again, Daniel Banner, Drac Nightwing, literally every person in SWF, even Mr. Smiley, has more prestige than that blight on SWF history. He is just something that should never be repeated in SWF again. He's the one person that I think everyone would unite over, about him being one of the worst individuals that has ever graced the halls of SWF. And if he was to ever return, believe me, I'd be the first one to get my hands on him. Just so then I can show him what a real wrestler can do. And then, maybe I'll leave some scraps for the rest of you so then you can have your fill on tearing him apart. And I know Lilith would definitely want to take part in that. You must understand me for a second. I don't mind a lack of talent, as long as the person behind it is wanting to learn, wanting to grow and be better. But he was truly delusional to the fact that he thought he was better. He was living in La La Land and listening to Whoopsie-Go-Daisy music and frolicking around in Here the Dreams Are Meadows. He truly thought that he was the best of the best. And that's what irks someone like me. Someone who knows he's the best of the best and can back up that he is the best of the best. And I have filled the society with members like that tenfold. If there is anybody who is friends with him, I implore you to show him this video. I implore you to show him everything that I have said here, and I guarantee that this will be the one video where you will see a stream of comments down below from everyone confirming what I am saying. We don't want you back, Joel. We will never want you back. Why don't you try and go and make that wrestling company that you were also fond of? Oh, wait. You can't. Because you were even foiled out of that one because everyone realised just how bad you are. Me threatening to hurt you is not a threat. Because a threat may or may not be carried out. No, it's a promise that I will ruin you inside the ring. Oh, and Joel, as for the vocabulary, let me harken back to Lock Park for a second when you told Richard Knights that apparently he owed you one. What for? You had made yourself the manager of the Hood, which even the Hood seemed to be confused about, and then I beat him for the Intercontinental Championship, and somehow Richard Knights owes you? I'm sorry, I don't think you know how English works. Here, let me give you a little a little hint. Get a fucking dictionary, read it, then poke your eyes out, because I know that no matter what you read from it, you still wouldn't be able to fucking understand it. And then maybe people will take pity on you because you'll be wandering around with no eyes. The only time that people will ever feel sorry for you is if you were injured. But even then, that might be a bit of a stretch. No. I just get angry thinking about him. Never again. I don't even want this to be a long video, so I'm just going to end it there. And I'm sure people will at least appreciate that much. So, leave a like, share, and subscribe, and click up here so you can vote on the next wrestler to talk about, and click the bell icon below so you can stay updated with all future videos. And Joel, you piece of shit, if you do decide to watch this, please do comment down below and let me know what you think. And I'll be more than happy to put you back in your place. But beyond that, that is all I have today for that shit stain of SWF. So I'll see you all in the next video.
Bring it on!